Greetings from MahaMTB. I'm Chandrashekhar Nene, expert in international affairs. I am accompanied with me by Mr. Yogesh Kumbar, the videographer. Today's subject we are discussing is the very latest happenings in Afghanistan's Panjashir province. It looks like Panjashir province resistance, the Northern Alliance resistance, or NRI it is called, Northern Resistance Forces, is about to fold. Because according to Taliban, the capital Bharat has been captured and they are actually hoisting their white flag. White flag means not flag of surrender, but the flag of Taliban. They are hoisting that in Bharat. But the opposite side, Ahmad Masood, has very recently on Facebook, he has given his input that he is safe, sound and fighting. He says that in Panjashir, all the strategic locations his people are fighting, his army is fighting, they have not given up, they are not going to give up. So, it is not a foregone conclusion as yet that Panjashir is going to be down. Today the situation is down but not out. The working president or the caretaker president of Afghanistan, Amirullah Saleh, has fled to Tajikistan. He is an ethnic Tajik. He has gone to Tajikistan to save his life and to continue the struggle from there. He has also mentioned, two important things. One is that the struggle will continue, but at the same time he has mentioned that Pakistani army as well as Pakistani helicopter gunships are aiding Taliban in this fight. What it means that Pakistan is completely now dropped the facade that they have nothing to do with Taliban and they are one with Taliban. Taliban is known terrorist organization and Pakistan is accompanying them into this campaign to capture Panjashir. To aid this accompaniment, Pakistan's ISI, Inter-Services Intelligence Chief, Lieutenant General Faiz Hamid, has come to Kabul, is now directing operations right from Kabul. But there is another reason he has come to Kabul. What is happening, which we had predicted even earlier, that Taliban victory in Afghanistan is more a pain to Pakistan than a pleasure, because already Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, the designated terrorist group in Pakistan, has already started increasing its activity. Only 20 hours ago, they have blown a suicide bomber in Quetta. 4 people have died and many more are injured, and they have claimed the responsibility of this attack and they have said there are going to be more and more such attacks. They have actually threatened Pakistani army that for long you have persecuted us, but it is not going to end here. Now we are going to take our revenge back. And they recently, very recently, they have actually threatened the Pakistani media also, saying that you portray us as terrorist organization, we are actually fighting for our homeland, which is the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which is the Pashtun or Pathan homeland. So Pakistan is facing a danger in its own, amidst its own, and TTP has actually threatened Pakistan and also mentioned that Sindhu Desh is going to be separate, Balochistan is going to be separate, and so Pakistan will be left, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is going to be separate in any case. So they said Pakistan is going to break up, and that is the current situation in Pakistan. Turn back to Afghanistan. What's happening in Afghanistan? Maybe in the coming week or so, if there is not enough help given to the Northern Alliance, and there is no way to help them, because as I had mentioned earlier, Panjashir is a landlocked province among a landlocked country which is Afghanistan. So even though they are closer to Tajikistan, there is no direct link to Tajikistan on the road. So they have to be supported by helicopters, and since according to Amirullah Saleh, Pakistani helicopter gunships are actually guarding that flank of Taliban, it is very difficult to do the supply via helicopter as well. That is perhaps one of the reasons why Panjashir resistance is failing. But the trouble here is that suppose Pakistan takes control, because as I said, they have already hoisted flag in Bharat. Suppose Pakistan and Taliban combination takes control of Panjashir and the whole of Afghanistan, the problems are just beginning. For example, even today, after all, the 15th August they have taken over Kabul, but till now they have not been able to form a government. They have said that they are waiting for all inclusiveness and this and that, but what actually is happening is that there is infighting among the groups in Afghanistan, because Taliban is completely represented by the Pushtun population, and Pashtuns are only 42% in Afghanistan. The others are wanting their share into the power structure. Taliban is not willing to give up that share. One group which is wanting a higher share for their power is Haqqani network. Haqqani network is a Pushtun terror network within Afghanistan, but completely controlled by Pakistan. So they, the Lieutenant General Faiz Hamid is also lobbying for the Haqqani network to be included and given a larger share in the power, which Mullah Baradar and his team is not willing to do, because I had mentioned earlier, Mullah Baradar is completely anti-Pakistan. He was never pro-Pakistan. So that is a situation which Pakistan is currently facing. Even if they are able to form a government, now the situation is really difficult in Afghanistan, because there is a famine going in Afghanistan, problem of eating, there is not enough food around. So they have already started with a begging bowl to the United Nations that please help us, our people are dying. The remaining free world has to think again that because of these religious zealots, they create havoc in a country, and it has to be helped by us taxpayers around the world to help the people who are suffering thanks to these religious zealots. So we have to think whether we should help. Let the Pakistani people help them. They created this problem. They have funded Taliban. They have actually goaded Taliban to go into Afghanistan and do whatever they are doing. So now Pakistan is to pay for this. They are not going to pay because they themselves are a beggar nation. They are not enough for themselves. The inflation in Pakistan, the food inflation in Pakistan is very high. There is a lot of unrest in that country. Soon that unrest is spreading in Afghanistan. With that kind of unrest and the arms which are available all across Afghanistan, we don't know what is going to happen. I think Afghanistan is on a brink of a chaos and a civil war. I don't think there is going to be peace for the Afghans very soon, and things are going to be very dynamic, very fluid and very difficult to predict. This is the current situation. In this situation, who is going to benefit? One country is going to benefit all, that is China. China has agreed to support Taliban monetarily. You know, India had a lot of projects going in Afghanistan. A lot of people who worked on the project had to come back home for the fear of their lives, and now China has offered to send their engineers and their people to help in that project if Taliban guarantees their safety, and this is at a cost. India was doing it pro bono, India was doing it free of cost. China is never doing anything free of cost. So China is now offering loans, China is offering these people. They want to make Taliban a puppet state. There are two conditions which China has put. One is that Taliban stops helping the ETIM, which is the East Turkestan insurgent movement, which is the Uyghur terrorist movement. They stop supporting them. They also give up all the ETIM members who have taken shelter into Afghanistan. Even now, as we are talking, the Uyghurs in Afghanistan are actually feeling restless and want to flee somewhere. Flee where? They can't go to China. They are not welcome in Tajikistan. God knows where they will go. So this is the price Taliban will have to pay. They might talk of Islam and pan-Islam and all that, but they are going to sacrifice their own Islamic brothers and sisters who are being persecuted in the Xinjiang province of China. Same goes for Pakistan. Pakistan also given them up because Pakistan is already a vassal, a satellite state of China. They don't have a voice of their own. So that is the current situation. And money. Taliban doesn't have any piece of money, any money left, because all the $10 billion assets, net cash assets which were in the Bank of Afghanistan have been frozen by the US. IMF has stopped funding, the World Bank has stopped funding, all the European nations have stopped aiding Afghanistan, whose 43% of the GDP consisted of aid only. There is a famine going on. How are they going to be supported? Taliban has no way of making money. Their only way of making money is selling opium. Selling opium is a underground trade. It's not how you run a country. In any case, they have never run a country. All they are good at is blasting a country, getting their way in, but they don't know how to run a country. So they are now asking for professionals, Afghans and other people to come back. They will offer them protection. But the protection will be offered only to the males. The females will have to undergo the Taliban concept of Sharia. Only recently a police inspector in Kabul, a female police inspector, was shot in her house because she refused to kind of leave her post or some such thing. So all in all, Taliban's cruelty has not ended. Taliban's very, very bad attitude, very, very dangerous attitude towards its own women has not ended. Nothing has changed except their language, in which they talk about all inclusive government and this and that. with all that language, they have not been able to form a government as yet. What should India do? India is doing the correct thing by taking a very cautious attitude. Russia is also doing the same thing. In fact, the Russian ambassador to India only recently said, like yesterday he said, that India and Russia are of one thought while talking about Taliban and Afghanistan. We want a peaceful Taliban-Afghanistan combination, but we will wait till we see that they are not religious zealots and troubling their women and things like that. So everybody is cautious. There are people in India who were advocating that India should openly aid Northern Alliance. Possibly India was aiding Northern Alliance in a covert manner, but overt manner India cannot do that, because Taliban had already mentioned to India more than once that we will not take part in operations in India and Kashmir if you keep away from our internal operation. And frankly, Panjashir is an internal operation in Afghanistan. That's why India is taking a cautious approach. But Afghanistan is a boiling cauldron full of explosive material. Anything can come out from that place. Even the Northern Alliance can spring a few surprises. We will be very cautious. We will be watching it, and I will be coming it with more and more information on this subject as the time rolls on and as the events unfold. Thank you for watching this, and if you like it, please share it with among your friends and relations. Please subscribe to our channel. If you press the bell icon, you will get intimation of our videos as soon as they are put online. Thank you.